Surprising results from the special election of a rare open state Senate seat. We're talking about the District 9 seat in Tarrant County, a Republican majority district, which will now head to a runoff between a Democrat and a Republican. Democrat Taylor Remet, a union member and veteran, came in first with more than 56,000 votes. In second place, conservative activist Leigh Wambsganss with nearly 43,000 votes. And in third, fellow Republican and former Southlake Mayor John Huffman with more than 19,000 votes. A further breakdown of the results shows the total number of people who voted for both Republican candidates in this race was nearly 5,800 more than Remet. But when you look at just the vote from Election Day, Remet received 1,841 more votes than both Wambsganss and Huffman combined. Wambsganss, who was endorsed by President Trump, Senator Ted Cruz, and Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick, and Huffman raised millions of dollars and spent heavily on TV ads, while Remet did not. We spoke with both Wambsganss and Remet on election night about their results and their message to voters going forward.
I think my success is pretty clear. It's that people are wanting something different. I've been block walking all across Senate District 9, listening to voters, meeting them where they're at, and the overarching theme is that people are wanting something real, something true, and they're wanting and that's something different in politics. I know that I speak to a lot of working Texans, and I believe that's an issue that is resonating. I am looking to continue my fight for working Texans, to expand public education and funding, to get more teachers and make sure these classrooms aren't overcrowded. Those are my main priorities, and I am so looking forward and honored to be able to do that.
And how concerned are you about being outspent in this runoff? Because we saw leading up to today, the Republicans raised a lot of money. They were on the air with TV commercials. So how concerned are you about that?
Well, I can say I'm not too concerned, seeing as how I believe that a message of truth and purpose for working Texans, and to make sure that we're paid a good wage in this state, because regardless, these costs of living are getting way too high. So I think that message really is just resonating, and it doesn't need a ton of TV commercials and everything, because a message of true representation, that's much cheaper to get out there.
Well, we're really thrilled tonight. We're looking at a great victory, and conservatives want to send a conservative warrior to Austin to represent them for Senate District 9. And tonight's victory is not only Wambsganss' victory, it's a victory for Texas, and it's a victory for all the hundreds of grassroots warriors who have helped in this election. This is just the first step, though. We've got a runoff, we've got a primary, and we've got a general election. And we're ready to keep working. We have worked very hard up to this point, but it's just the first step, and we're ready to go forward for Texas.
And so if I heard you correctly, Leigh, you are expecting there will be a runoff with the Democrat Taylor Remet. I'm wondering, are you a little surprised that he, so far, at least in the early vote, has come out ahead of you? You spent a lot of money on television ads throughout the market. So are you a little surprised here?
Not at all. We were expecting a difficult fight. That's why we're in this, and we're in it to win it. Again, this is just the first step, and we're ready to lace up our running shoes and keep right back at it tomorrow.
And what is your message now to voters all over?
So my message has been consistent. I have over 30 years of fighting for faith, family, and freedom, and that's going to continue the message. Texans are really sick and tired of being taxed out of their homes. Texans want secure borders. They want to support our first responders, and Texans, all parents in Texas, want a good education for their kids. And the Republican message and the conservative policies and laws are good for all Texans.
The runoff will be held sometime between late January and early February. All 17 statewide ballot propositions to change the Texas Constitution passed on election night. They include provisions to provide property tax relief for homeowners and businesses, bail reform, and creating a new annual fund to increase water sources for the state for the next 20 years. And don't forget, you can watch all our full interviews from today's show on our CBS Texas YouTube page. And while you're there, please hit the subscribe button. That's all for a busy Eye on Politics today. Thanks as always for watching. I'm Jack Fink. I am listening, and we are listening to you at CBS News Texas. I'll see you again next week, and from all of us here, have a great weekend.